Anyway, welcome to the podcast, guys. I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, man.
We really were looking forward to bringing some diversity to the crowd. You know what I mean? It was really hard because Craig off mic's really racist.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
So I just really wanted to help him.
You know we fight, Craig. You're not
Yeah,
fighting.
I made a long history punching fucking skinheads. All right, it's not fucking. He's just being a real piece of shit. My dog is racist as fuck.
But I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Right on.
no, man, no, I don't like that shit.
No, I know, of course, brother.
Anyway,
I've been thinking about that
Fucking
shit
son of a-
all day long. I'm like,
trying to
I
set
can't
Craig up,
I
my
can't
uncle, you
fucking
ain't right.
wait. I'll
You
give
ain't
me
right.
about 2 seconds. And
I
I'm
knew
setting this
it was
motherfucker
coming,
up.
dude. I felt it in my loins, dude.
Set you up.
Yeah. I was gonna pull out my fucking anti-Swazi tattoo and everything.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Casamas and Big J Curran.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, Jay, what's up? What's going
Hey
on,
man,
man?
you know,
Give us some
so-
intros. What's happening?
So just we all know our lives, and I want to share and talk about where we all come from. You know what I mean, and what we're doing and what we have going on. You know, we know about NevaMind. I know about NevaMind, but like to hear a little bit more of the history and give some of these local hip hop heads some understanding of what's going on. And you know, you guys posted some shit not too long ago, and I got all excited. I was like, man, what's up?
Yeah.
What we got going on? You know what I mean?
You hit my phone quick.
Real quick.
It's like, what's going on? We need to talk.
Yeah, bring it. Let's do it. You know, and you know, just both you guys got all kinds of different stuff going on, and always working your way up, and always trying to be the best example you can be for people around you. So the more that we can get that out there and let other people see what we do to be good people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we're cooking right now. Like we're and then I mean, as far as is NevaMind, because a lot of people don't know that we're two groups actually. So you know, we have NevaMind, which are me and him, but we also have Black Collar, which is me, Tyrone, and KB, and that's a whole nother spectrum of music that you know is a whole nother thing that we got going. But you know, NevaMind is something that people, you know, sparks that interest. People still want to know what's going on, you know, what's going on with that collective NevaMind, and to let everybody know, you know, we're cooking. But you know, as far as you know how that started, I mean, this is crazy. This is actually my uncle, just like you're my uncle. This is my mom's brother. It was crazy because I actually learned to rap from a Jewish kid, Ben Provo. Shout out.
Dope ass. I was
gonna say
really
Lil Dicky. Is that who it is?
Lil Dicky.
If you search,
man, Lil Dicky's search is the OG.
He's got bars.
I mean, come on, Beastie Boys. I mean, you know,
for sure.
Beastie Boys are the OG.
are they Jewish?
Oh yeah.
They are.
Oh yeah.
They're you know, so this kid Ben Provo, man, he definitely was a real good lyricist. And so
He was dope.
I was in school. My uncle was already, you know, older. He was, you know, already in the game. He was already doing stuff. But I was in Ventura and he was in Oxnard.
Yeah.
So I would just be able to watch what he was doing and then watch this kid who I knew. He was like, here, I'll help you. I'll help you, you know, show you how this is done. And he did, you know, he just kind of showed me up. But Uncle Tyrone was the one who gave me like a vision. How music is supposed
well,
to
we
be
used to
written.
bump into each other and we'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm rapping. Mark was like, yeah, I'm rapping too. I'm like, oh shit, for real? Like, okay, what you doing? And he's like, oh man, I got a show. Oh, we got a show over here. So we would slowly just kind of blending it together, and then and everybody was rapping, and it was dope that we linked it up.
Yeah, Tyrone always had great ideas, and those ideas a lot of times, he still does. He's a mastermind, and he was like, hey, you two should make a group together And you guys, you know, you guys call yourselves like minor brotherhood. That was like back then. It was like, okay, cool. We'll be MOB.
A white Jewish guy
and a black kid.
Yeah.
Hip hop, but you know, we talking about 90, 91. So
right.
It was golden era shit. So, you know, like spitters, like backpack shit.
For sure.
Yeah.
And to put us together, it was like, oh man, you know, we got these kids called Miners of Brotherhood. Then we had One Step Ahead, which was my group. Yep.
In my group, it was like Big Daddy Kane. I had two dancers behind. We was called One Step Ahead. So it'd be me, I'd be rapping in the middle, and I had two Filipino cats, Josh and Jay, be back there. They'd be doing flips and shit. And we have these crazy choreographed stage shows, and the shit was dope. It was like our thing was like, we're one step ahead. We run the show.
Yeah.
Like we wanted to perform, like, you know, like we wanted to put on the show. So we had One Step Ahead, which was these entertainer guys. Then we had, you know, Miners of Brotherhood, which was Mark and Ben, and they was just spitting and they was on some stuff. And then we had the Lunch Mob, which was my little brother Trevor and three of his little friends from the 6th grade. And this was the time. This was the time
That's
that
right.
They were good.
Another Bad Creation was out and stuff like that, and Crisscross. So what we did is
Crisscross.
I wrote all their raps. I used to write songs about lunchtime and shit like that.
They were called the Lunch Mob.
Like the Lynch Mob, but we changed it to the Lunch Mob.
I took the bus.
Yeah. And the whole crew,
I will never ever be again.
The whole crew was the Backpack Society. Is what we called it.
All right.
And so we do these shows as the Backpack Society. One Step Ahead, Lunch Mob, Miners of Brotherhood.
Yep.
Was this in the 90s? Back in the 90s, or when were you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, back in
Like,
the 90s.
it had to be
I was
90s.
definitely the fat white kid wearing my overalls backwards when that shit came out in the
Bro,
middle of the desert.
There wasn't many people who didn't. I mean,
I know.
if you were into hip hop then at that
Dude.
time, when you seen them kids come out,
Oh,
you
it
were
was
like,
nuts.
it could be done, you know, when you saw that. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I was a little older than y'all, just a little bit, just
Yeah,
enough to be
Uncle
like,
just-
I ain't putting that shit on. Fuck that. Let's listen to some more Ice T.
He's
You know
having
what I
trouble
mean?
putting his overalls
But it's
forward.
true. My
Still
uncle
this day.
actually, my uncle actually was the person who showed me about DJ Quick, and so
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's true. He was, you know, he was always my uncle and bum. Like, who is this guy? It was DJ Quick. I was like, oh man, I fell in love with him, and it was my uncles who introduced me. to
Uncle
him.
Jason be knowing about some shit though. That's
Oh,
like,
for sure.
I can almost run off anything to him. He's like, yeah, but I know about that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you think about it? Like sometimes he'll just text me and be like, hey, have you heard this? Or what do you think about that? Or hey, yo, I need a playlist, or check out this playlist that I got. And we'll just run them off all day.
Oh, we do all the time, man. He turned me onto the Coop, and I had never heard the Coop before. And if you haven't heard the Coop, check them out, man. They are, man, talk about activists and talking about being political about stuff and being real about shit. He turned me onto them.
Yeah, because they was under the radar.
Oh,
too.
dude, man. And it's they're what they're saying and what they're being about is why they're under the radar.
Oh,
because ain't nobody gonna support somebody saying, man, this is bullshit. You know,
Santa Clarita Weekend was one of my favorite. Oh,
yeah, that was a dope.
Santa Clarita Weekend, man. They spoke some truths on their E40. So yeah, the Coop was dope.
I was kind of over the hip hop shit for not. You know, I'm never gonna be off of it. That's my shit.
Right.
I love it. Love
Well,
it.
it goes
love
in
it, love
waves,
it, love it.
man. Where shit makes sense and then shit doesn't make sense.
I was talking shit. I was talking shit, and I was like, "Hey, man, there just ain't no good hip hop out here. Like,
I'm
it
like
just
that.
fucking sucks." And he immediately hit me up. It was like, "No, man,
You
check
ain't
out
looking.
this."
Yeah,
and
yeah,
check-
yeah,
that's
you ain't
exactly
looking.
what he
That's
said.
what
He
you're not
goes, "You
looking
ain't
for.
looking, man.
Yeah.
You need to start looking for it."
Yeah.
And then that's when I found like Brother Ali and Atmosphere, and Brother Ali to me to this day is still easily top
Yeah,
five.
we gotta
Honestly,
go
might
check
be-
him out,
might-
though.
Oh,
It's
for
coming
sure,
up.
100%.
Yeah.
Brother Ali's playing at the Ventura Music Hall.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
that's
like
awesome.
I think next month, and there's no way that I'm gonna miss that, dude. His lyrics,
Yeah, it's incredible.
is
Dude.
insane.
They don't promote good music no more. Like
They don't. They
good,
don't.
Good music, you gotta go search for. Horrible music is out there for you. It's easy. Just
And
turn
this,
on the radio.
it's flooded.
Yeah, oh, for
you
sure.
gotta weed through a sea of
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
I call it digital digging because it's like
Yeah.
having records, and you
Digging
we
the
used
crates,
to go to record store and we dig, and
Oh,
we look
Crate
at shit
diggers,
just
yeah.
based on record covers, and
Right.
be like,
Yep.
well, I wonder what the hell's on this, and then that's how you listen. Like
Mm-hmm.
me now, I still do it. I go on Apple and iTunes, and I just put in what's new or something like that, and I
Right.
see all these covers, and
Yep.
I hit it.
Mhm.
Couple, if it's whack, 2 songs, I'll give you about 2 records, and if it's whack, on to the
Out.
next. Sometimes I hear some shit, I'm like, ooh, I never knew, and then I'll listen to the whole album. then I
And
finally
then
I'll
be
become
like,
a
"Yep,
fan
this
of
is
it.
it."
Yeah, and then then that and when it comes to the computer and shit like that, there's like an algorithm. Once you start liking certain stuff, the computer it's known it's to gravitate more of that shit to you.
it'll drive it to
It's
you.
like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what you like. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. I'm gonna give you more. I'm gonna give you more.
Yeah.
And until and then if you can just do your best to make the best out of it and weed it out,
Yeah.
and digital dig,
It's
you'll
there,
find
man.
a lot of dope
It's there.
hip-hop.
Every
Yeah.
fucking anything you want is there, dude.
Yeah,
You
sure.
just got to
And-
search
and-
a little harder for
Yeah.
it now. You know what
Just sitting around doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this fucking guy over here has turned me on to a bunch of shit lately that I wouldn't have thought about.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, like that one right there,
Oh,
Old
yeah,
Blood.
Old
He's
Blood.
like, they came on and we talked to him.
I mean?
Or actually, I didn't show up for that one, but
Yeah.
when he said that, I was like, okay, let me check this out. And then I listened to it, and it's insane.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And he does the same, so he's always turning me on to new shit.
And that's like
so
a
we just
dope
need to have
design,
these
too.
conversations.
for sure.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
dope
it's like
design.
Yeah.
it's like church for music. You get together and you just start.
Yeah.
Everybody starts vibing, and a bunch of stuff will come out of it. And you learn. I've learned a lot of stuff from him as far as music, because when I was growing up, I was like biased. I wanted to listen to one type of music, and I
Only
was fine
this,
with that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how I was.
Well, you build
Yeah.
you build your whole identity off of thing for
For sure.
a long fucking
Yeah.
time,
right.
and it takes a long time to realize, oh, there's a whole universe of fucking rad shit.
And
that
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm not
Oh, yeah.
allowing myself to
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, and it was crazy because NevaMind, it's weird. We were telling you guys, there was 2 different groups, and we were called the Backpack Society. So that means there was a time in our lives where we were really, really engulfed in hip hop, and we just really
Yeah.
loved that whole part of hip hop. And then we got a little older, and it was like his group grew up and moved off. My group grew up and grew off, and then me and him were sitting there like, hey, you want to start a group together?
Yeah.
Motherfucking 93 roll around, chronic drop,
Oh,
shit like
now
that.
we're-
Different
now-
type of
oh,
records. And we didn't want to flippity rippity. We didn't want to do all that shit. We didn't want to rap.
But it was
the
weird.
backpack.
We were doing bad shit too.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
weird. It was like we used to just dance and break dance and dance at parties.
Uh-huh.
Now we're out of high school. He's out of high school. We're selling drugs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Hustling, baby.
The
Yeah,
music,
man.
the
But
music
when
changed.
we was
Hey.
rapping about backpack shit, we was doing backpack shit.
That's
Like
true.
we was rapping about
We weren't lying.
break dancing and battling people at the
Mhm.
parties. We was rapping about, trying to come up with the big words and shit like that, because that's the life that we live.
That's what we live.
And then when, once we got into NevaMind, we was living a different life, and we started rapping different,
live.
which was,
Yeah.
which
Uncle Jay never approved of that stuff. And I tried to take you guys to church and teach you not to,
yeah.
you know what I
Y'all need Jesus.
we definitely do. We
Hey,
try.
I started rapping in the church. That's the crazy
Hey,
shit.
yeah.
Wow.
The first
For
person
sure.
that ever told me to rap. I went to a church in Ventura. It's called South Coast Fellowship.
Oh, I
Yeah.
used to go there.
Yeah, it was more of a Pastor John. It was like a white
Yeah.
church. And my
Mhm.
family, it was like one of the first little black families that came to the church.
For sure.
And then they were having this big old, it was called Youth Mix, where it was a bunch of kids coming around
Mhm.
together for a thing. And then pastor, this dude named Pastor Ken, the youth pastor, he's like, know what, Tyrone, know what I want you to do? I want you and Trey to write a rap.
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe why? Because we're the black kids, well, whatever. But we went and we wrote the rap.
Yeah.
And then when we went, we wrote we did the whole stage thing. It was our church, it was a talent show. So our youth group came in. It was a white church too. So half of the act was these kids playing in the band.
Mhm.
They're playing rock and roll and
I
shit.
was one of those kids, dude. We used to do punk rock shows. Over
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
all the
we
time,
came
dude.
out and we
Yeah.
rapped, and there must have been
Mhm.
1,000 kids there. So
Totally.
the first time I ever really performed was in front of a lot of fucking people. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a different
yeah,
fucking
I got a heart on.
I know. He's
It
like,
made me feel a
rapping
certain
at
way.
church.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
it's fucking amazing. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
It's a crazy feeling that not a lot of people get, to be able to perform in front of a crowd and then feel it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
because it's firsthand. I've been playing in bands my whole life, punk bands, metal bands, fucking everything you can imagine. And I've got to play some pretty incredible fucking shows. But that feeling is more like a drug than anything I've ever
Yeah, sure,
experienced. The feedback you get, especially from a song fucking, you know, it's
when
just
everybody's
unreal,
just
dude.
hyped.
Yeah, and everyone's just fucking happy.
When everybody's on fire
Yeah.
and they're just ready to go.
It's just a feeling that it will draw you in immediately, or it will scare you so bad you are never going to do it.
You can't never do it again.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's that way. You know?
Well, never mind. We had something for nothing, and for the record, when that shit was popping on the radio, we could put the mic in the crowd.
And they would
The
do it.
motherfuckers would sing the whole fucking thing. That was that's one of the best.
Yeah.
And me and him have this thing that we've always been about. It's, you know, people always tell you like, oh, well, hey, you know, why isn't that we don't see you on TV? Because people attach success with they need to see it.
Right.
So it's like we just used to always be like, hey, look, this is how we feel about it. Success is if somebody somewhere far away can let me know that they know my music and that it's done something for them, which has been done.
Yeah,
right.
Happens all the time.
From Germany, people from other places say, "Hey, man, your music is amazing."
Yeah, it happens all
I've
the
done
time.
my job.
It's
that
a crazy
is success.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Yeah.
success? I know it doesn't look like success as far as what you see, but we've hit success already.
Yeah.
And that thing is
That's got to be an
spreading the
amazing
word.
feeling, man.
It is,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome.
It's one of the weird byproducts of being a musician that I grew up playing punk, right? So the fucking making it thing was never in my mind.
Right,
I would have been happy if I could, and I did. I got to tour a lot. I was on tour for 6 months plus out of the year for damn near 10 years. You know what I mean? It was my job for a long time, and we never made a shitload of money, but it was always the thing.
You made a living,
you know,
doing what you like.
But the byproduct of someone still people stopping me in my band from 10 fucking years ago and going, dude, I love that record.
Yes.
Or what, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's fucking cool.
Yes.
Or I saw you guys one time in a basement in fucking Minnesota. You know what I mean? You're like, that's a weird byproduct that you don't really expect. Everyone chases the fame, they chase the money, but when you really get down to it, the real love is that interaction between you and the fucking one person that means something.
Yeah,
to you.
you're a fan.
You know what I mean?
We've
That
been
is
in
success.
We've
That
been
is
in
winning.
situations where we were like that. We was almost NevaMind was almost like punk rock because we was like, man, fuck that shit, fuck all the, you know,
we did live
that
band
jiggy
shit for a long
shit,
time.
fuck all that, you know. We were in situations where people like, oh man, we want to sign you guys or we want to do this, and we're like, well, what, you know, what's going on? What's the deal? And it was always this glitzy, glamorous shit that we're like, nah, fuck that. You know, maybe you guys should make records like this. Like, nah, we making records about hustling. We making records about fucking smoking weed, doing drugs, fucking bitches. We was like,
That
this
was
ain't
what we
radio
were
shit
doing.
that we're doing.
Yeah.
We
Straight
ventured
up.
off later on and even
Fat
actually
bitches.
tried to do that shit.
I'm not gonna discriminate. You damn right.
Hey, learn a lot from Uncle.
Yeah, sure did. You have that too. The greatest uncles over here. You guys are missing out, bro.
Do not discriminate a player here.
Come fuck with me. No, yeah, but you know what? Right, we're like super blessed to have music like in the realm that we had it in, and I truthfully, like, even to be able to still work, like to have your uncle be like, hey, what, you guys are gonna do some music? It's like,
Oh yeah.
you know, that means that this person who really loves music is not somebody who just is a yes man. You know, it's truthfully somebody who would tell you if it wasn't good.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
we done checked us many a time
Many
in our
times.
life on what we doing was
good,
whack.
if it wasn't good or not.
Like, okay, nah.
Yeah. And so to hear him say, like, what, you guys are working, man, that's big deal.
Hey man, it's a big thing because there's so many people out here that need to hear some shit and need to hear some shit from people that have been there and doing it and now on another level.
Oh, we'll still
You know
body.
what I mean?
We'll still body.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, but it's also
No
about the
disrespect.
fact the hustle that you guys keep putting out there and the positive hustle that you keep putting out there
Yes.
on a daily basis, inspiring children and people around us. That's what they need to hear. You know what I mean? Like, you two are doing shit constantly. You're way too old to all of a sudden go, hey, I'm going to start doing MMA.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's a
What
wild
the
road.
fuck? Yeah, that's nuttier
You know
than
what,
fucking nutter butter, man.
Yeah.
You were out of nowhere. What were you, like 37, 38?
When my first fight that I had was when I was 40.
What the fuck?
I know.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
I was
just
done
seen-
getting punched in the face when I was like in my late 20s. I'm like, I'm good.
Honestly,
I don't need to
beat
do
up
this no
motherfuckers
more.
of my whole life. So I'm like, okay, you still
know,
beating motherfuckers up then.
And I gotta think, that a lot of that, it's all started you know, rest in peace when my mom was alive.
Yes.
And she, you know, when
Love you,
she
Raven.
lived in Texas, you know, she was out there. She said, hey, you know, I had just gotten a divorce at that time. And she was like, hey, you know what? You should come out here. You can get a different little start. You can help me out with my job. And I was like, okay, cool. But I knew I wanted to hang out with my brothers. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I said, it's been a long time. I've just been here with Uncle Tyrone for a very long time. I was like, I ain't spent no time with my brother, so I'll go out there. Well, you know, my brother Kevin, he was already doing his thing, and he basically
Still doing it. Still trying to do it.
He was just chilling.
Yeah.
And my brother Chico was not around. He was at a gym. I mean, 24/7. If
Yeah.
I wanted to hang out with him, he told me, you know, I got there, spent like 3 weeks trying to figure out what to do. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, Chico, I want to hang out. He's like, well, if you want to hang with me, I'll be in the gym. And so I was like, I don't know about that. And then one day I said, I want to hang out with you. He said, all right, come with me. Come to the gym. That first day I went, boom, I just went through the class. It was wild. It was crazy.
What was the first class?
That first class was like conditioning. I mean, that means they just start the class, run around in the circles on the mat. Then they start the crew that he had. Then Crew Ali, this dude was crazy. I don't know if he was from Pakistan or whatever he was, but I know he was nuts. And he was the type that used to smack us on the back, and he was just tough. He was just a tough guy.
Where was this at?
This was in Houston. This was Sam Hoger's gym at this time. So you know, Sam Hoger had his own gym, and he was a UFC, you know, veteran in there. So he had a bunch of dudes. My brother, he's you know, raising this guy up. So I just was a scrub. Like, you know, truthfully, I'm in my 30s. Guys are like, this is Chico's brother. All right, cool. You're cool because you're Chico's brother. But past that, whatever.
You really have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
They treated me like I was. I mean, I went to gyms with my brother. I went to, you know, to gyms where Tito Ortiz trained, where his coach, you know, Jones. Sal Solis, rest in peace. Like, you know, he would take me these places. I always remember when I finally got a little respect. I went to Sal Solis's gym. I'd been there like a month with my brother Chico, and Chico was getting trained there, but they really weren't talking to me. They treated like I wanted to do some stuff. They're like, go, there's some bags over there. You can go over there. And one day this guy came in, this bigger dude they had, and he the coach there, Sal, was the guy said, hey, you know, I'm gonna, you know, I want to get in. He's like, I've been hearing you go around telling people that you're fighting from the gym, but you know, you don't come here. You know, he goes, but you're running around telling you're from our gym. So he goes, all right, well, hold on, I want you to fight real quick. And he calls me off the back. Says, hey, call your brother over there. Say, hey, get in here. He goes, all right, I'm gonna have you fight with this guy. Show me what you got before I give you a fight. Boy, I beat the hell out. I didn't know if this was my first day to show what I had. I've been training for months with Chico.
Man, and you can see him. You can see him too. Just
that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I know if anybody was watching, there was no way that he was gonna let anybody around there see him get beat by nobody.
Hell no.
So,
no. And this dude was big, and he obviously was a pro because he's a pro. That's why he was about to fight. And all of a sudden, he's like, get in there. He locked that gate, and I went all over this dude. And this is what Sal Solis told me, rest in peace. He told the dude, he said, look at you. He said, this dude ain't even a fighter. He just hangs out with the fighters. He's telling them this while beating them up. He said, after this, you don't tell nobody that you train here. You don't tell no shit. I beat the hell out of him. After that, I started to get respect in the gyms that I went with. My brother Chico was a hard critic, and he didn't show me no love for a long time with martial arts because just
it's a testament.
When Chico will be in here.
Yeah, my brother's definitely.
When we get time and I can get him over here, we'll be in here talking.
For sure, and
because you know that's going to be a shit show.
He's going to tell you a lot of stuff, and he was just a hard critic. He just didn't give me. He didn't give me what I was looking for then, because I obviously needed to learn what I need to learn now.
Right.
And when I finally took my first fight, when I finally did that and I won, and I was like 3 in a row, and my brother's at those fights, and he finally gave me what I always wanted. It was like, man.
Yeah.
But it's a testament to what we believe in our philosophies.
What is that?
What's age, and you know, what does that have to do with anything?
Anything.
That don't mean nothing, because we can do whatever we want to do.
Yeah,
you know, young, his last name is Forever Young. That's the motto on that.
Yeah.
Because we stay forever young. We're not too old to stop fighting. We're not too old to stop rapping. We're not too old to start doing whatever the fuck we want to do.
Yep. I'm trying to get into porno right now.
Yeah, well,
Really?
You know,
I'm watching them.
Big Billy porno is what I'm calling it, man.
Big Billy.
Yeah,
They're calling it- what they call it?
I'm wearing some hair ops and
BBM, dude.
I'm trying to grow beards like you guys, man. I almost kind of feel like, you know, I'm getting older, man, but I can't grow. I tried the beard, man. My face
your
started
dad
bumping
can't
up.
grow a beard either. You know what I mean?
He used to have a nice one. Uncle
I thought he had a good one back in the day.
I don't even know how you make eye contact with him. His breath's so bad. You get that close to see his beard, his breath will make your eyes curl and shit. Fuck your old man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna freaking
Let him say, hey, say something, church.
Yeah.
Come in here. We want to talk.
No.
Yeah, bring him in here. We'll talk.
Oh, that be great if you had.
Yeah,
Meet him at the gym.
Oh.
Meet him at the gym.
Oh my God.
Man, but you know, fuck that shit. Dude.
Yeah.
So
Fuck
when you
that
got
shit,
into it though,
brother.
it was already MMA. It wasn't, you didn't start with jujitsu.
Nope.
And then
I
do the
started
thing,
at level
right?
2. My brother basically told me it was like that. It was like he said, I have no time to show you the basics. He had me around
Jump in
people
the
like
fire,
Carlos
that's it.
Prater and all these fighters who are in the UFC. He's like, I don't have time to show you. And I just was like, he don't have time to show you. So either get it right, just jump into, jump into it. And I did. And a lot of people were like, man, look at this guy. I had a little boxing experience. So I just used that to my advantage. And then after the whole year and a half I was there, I was a badass by this time. I basically skipped level 1 straight to level 2. I was with a bunch of guys. But when it was time to come back here to California, I was now like a little chainsaw. I was ready to go. I was slimmer, faster, hadn't fought. But then when I got here, there just really wasn't any mixed martial arts that I knew of. Not how it is in Houston. Houston is there's fights every weekend. They're slanging and banging out there. They're scrapping. There's tons of gyms. I come here to Oxnard, there was one gym. So it was like, okay, I went there, really didn't get to feel too much. And then I just chilled out. Basically at that time I was living with my uncle by his house in Colonia. So I was just like, what can I do? I was like, well, you like boxing. That's basically what you liked the whole time. So I found a boxing gym.
Oh, okay. So you got into boxing then.
That's when I stayed there for like 4 years. I had a really great boxing coach and he taught me a lot of great stuff. So I just started getting my hands up. But he told me, he's like, now you're getting old. Now you're late 30s. He's like, you can't box. He's like, you can go to the Masters. Which is like for older men, but he's like, you can't really be a boxer. So I was just
that's a tough one, man. Because I did jujitsu for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot. It was one of the most. I'm not a fighter. Besides fucking haymakers in a bar, you know what I mean? That's about my extent. You know? Fucking one punch jump, fucking I'm out. You know what I mean? But man, jujitsu was one of the most humbling fucking things. So I'm a pretty strong guy. For being a big guy, I'm pretty fucking agile. Yeah. And I realized real quick, anyone that's 100 pounds less than you, it's got like an extra fucking stripe, can choke you to death.
Yes.
Like, at any moment, there's a potential for you dying. You know what I mean?
And use your clothes and all that shit.
It don't matter, man. It was just, and that got me into, MMA, UFC, all that shit, a long time ago. Yeah. But it's that fight game is a fucking, even when you see what these guys at the UFC are making, 16 and 16, it's fucking brutal, man. It's it's rougher than music. It seems like.
It's
you'd be better off trying to be a fucking musician.
For sure. Yeah, you have to literally love the sport. And I think that the thing for me is being at my age when it was presented to me, do you want to fight? I think at that time I was just kind of like, man, you don't you want to do something that you haven't done? Like, music. And then this is the same thing as music. That's how I looked at it. I was like, you're not doing music right now, but you're a performer. Just go out there and perform. And just perform.
I mean, that's what you guys have always done. Right. You guys are always like, well, if this ain't working, then I'll do something else and I'll take it to the next level. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I love and am always inspired by watching what all you guys do, because if it's not one thing, it's another, or it's all of it. You know what I mean? It's the old head.
It's the never
on
stop
Instagram.
chopping.
You know what I mean? Never stop chopping.
Chop at the
old
tree.
head. Just keep fucking doing it. And if I'm not making shirts, I'm making hats. If I'm
Yes.
not doing that, I'm starting another business where I wash cans, because that's going to get me to this next level. And I'm
For
going to
sure.
keep doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll do this until I get somebody else in the truck, and then I'll get another truck, and then I'll start doing that until I get 5 trucks.
Yeah.
That is true.
Then once I got the 5 trucks and the shirts and the hats, then we're back in the game. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And the inspiration that I get from you guys is always never ending.
I remember when he left to Vegas, we definitely thought that was in the NevaMind.
Right.
Black Collar was just about to put our album out, and that's why it didn't come out, because Uncle had to make a decision to do stuff for his family at that time.
I was burnt the fuck out.
Yeah,
time.
hey,
I was,
man. Yeah, no,
we had the house over there on Bravo. Man, it was all everybody was in and out of there.
You
It
had a
was
lot
like
going on,
work,
man.
yeah, and it
A lot going on.
burnt the fuck out.
Yeah.
So it was like, what do I gotta do? I gotta take a little sabbatical. I didn't
Yeah.
even know how long I was gonna be there.
Yeah.
When I make a move, I'm thinking, I'm making a move. Like, man, we cried and
Right,
shit,
yeah, man.
when I left, because it's like, fuck, what's gonna happen? So, but it was good for me because I went there and I sat down and I thought a lot, and I studied, I read, I did all kinds of shit, motivated myself, man. And that time when I left, man, I smoked cigarettes for, I don't know how many, over 20 something years.
Menthols.
I would have never quit smoking cigarettes in the
No.
environment I was in. I needed to go away. I needed
Yeah.
to train my brain to do
Yeah.
shit like that, which I think was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life.
Yeah.
And that and that sabbatical, it was what it was. And then when I got the opportunity to come back home, because I was out there fucking by myself, shit. When you came out there, it was like shit. Like I was like a lost guy out there. It was good to see family.
It was
just for
fucking great,
a
man.
little weekend. I'm almost
Teach me to fucking hang out with some youngsters is what that was. Shit fucked me up, homie. That shit had me.
They all say the word still, as
Man.
Uncle says.
Oh.
Next time I tell you to take me home,
Yeah.
Take me
the
home.
fuck home.
Yeah, we held them hostage and
Dude.
shit. We rolled out.
Oh,
Straight up.
they had me loud, man. Gee,
Sun's coming up.
I had a nice hotel room. I
Yeah.
had a nice hotel room. I didn't even dirty the bed.
There you go.
I
Hey,
came
man,
back
you're in
there.
Vegas.
I
bud. What are
laid
you
there
supposed to
on
do
that
here?
fucking bed. I didn't even move the covers. I'm like, I'm not gonna make these ladies remake this bed. I just literally laid there for a little bit and then called Michael and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
Michael, man, come pick me up for this wedding."
Yeah, we had a time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Michael, me and Michael, shit, when we left the whole thing, even later on, it was sun was up. And me and
Dude.
Michael, the crazy thing is me and Michael, the story about that same night, me and Michael, we're driving, this sun is up, we're driving, and the car passes us on the left.
Mhm.
We're like, the fuck, why is that guy's on the wrong side of the
Yeah.
road? What's he doing? Me and him are on the wrong side of the fucking road. we're in a four lane one way. Wondering why the people on these 2 lanes are coming past us.
Now they're passing on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once we seen the one
man.
coming towards us, we're like, oh
Oh,
fuck.
shit, we're
So
fucked.
yeah, we cut into the hotel, and we was like, yeah,
That's
really.
wild. Huh?
Hey,
Hey.
man, it happens.
Michael is Mark's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his
my
oldest boy. Yeah,
Oh, man, when
and
y'all
he's-
used to come out there,
that's my
why.
boy, man.
That's why I was feeling, when I seen family and y'all came
Oh,
out
yeah.
there.
We had so much fun, man. It
That's
was
why I
so much
appreciated
fucking
coming back
fun.
here.
Yeah.
But
Like,
if
I
you
didn't
never
be
went
back
to
around that.
Vegas, those things, a lot of the things that you have started now wouldn't be, because
Yeah.
you left in those things. I wouldn't be a fighter if you didn't leave at that time,
Right.
and you left at that time, and you became stop chopping, old heads. All of your ventures came to life in Vegas,
Yeah.
and now they're here. So
And you're doing it. Like,
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? You don't have anything dragging you. There's
no,
nothing, barking in the back of your head telling you can't
Nah,
do it.
I'm
You know what I
full steam-
mean?
I'm
You're
full
just
steam ahead.
full steam
And
ahead.
because
Let's make it
the
fucking
best thing
happen.
is I know I got support around me. Out there is like I wanted to kind of start some of that shit, but I couldn't. It was like, who the fuck I got to help me? Like I'm, I can do this by myself, but
Yeah.
coming back here is like, man, I got support. I got people that are around me and help, and it's just everything.
but love,
Everything
baby.
happens
Yeah.
the way it's
Well,
supposed to happen.
sometimes you got to
Yeah.
step away. You got to
Oh,
step.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking easy when you grow up in the same place. You live in the same. Everything's comfortable. You
Right.
can fucking
Yeah.
do this forever. We live in a beautiful fucking spot. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Mhm.
you got to step away to see what it's really worth. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Grind.
And this whole area is a fucking weird vortex because as many people as I know that have moved away, 99% have moved back. You know what I mean?
Come right
they
back.
come right back, and there's a benefit to that. You know what I mean? Everything's grown here. It's in house. You got a support structure, but in order to appreciate that shit, you got to step away and then really ask yourself some fucking questions. What am I doing? What's my worth? What the fuck? You know, hustler spirit is never going to leave you if you're born with it, right? I mean, and I was born with it. I'm obviously you guys are all born with it. I was fucking poor, stealing from fucking stores. You know what I mean? I would take receipts into Kmart, fucking grab a few of the items off the receipt, come and return them for cash. That's how I fucking survived.
Are we cousins? Boy,
I fucking stole something from Target today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man with 3 kids. If I'm buying $100 worth of something at Target, I'm stealing $20 worth of something.
Yeah.
You know
we used to do the CDs. We used to do the CDs.
Taking
the Salsers.
Oh yeah.
They were like, what? Yeah,
I
you
worked
guys
there
bringing
for years,
you guys
by the
bringing
way.
CDs in every day.
Yeah.
Y'all bringing in
true.
You guys are bringing in new releases.
True.
Oh, dude. I mean, but that hustler spirit, it never leaves you, but you got to figure out how the fuck to use it. You know what I mean? And it takes a long time sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you fucking don't.
I mean, these guys though, man, and they're examples around them. As far as hustling goes, there was we were
lucky.
Yeah.
There's some people who don't have.
I mean, we were very adamant about like, hey man, you can do this, but don't do this.
Yeah, that's why we're not in prison.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
We're not in prison because we had uncles and people that said, if you're gonna hustle, you be smart. Don't be stupid.
Yeah, we walked a fine line, but because we always knew what was on the other side of that line. It wasn't. We didn't have to cross it to to find out. We was like, no, we got motherfuckers who told us.
I got example 1, 2, and 3 over here. What not to do.
They let us know already.
And but tell them like, hey man, you know, like, don't trust this, don't trust that. You know what I mean? You don't talk to your significant other about what you're doing. You never talk to them about it. That's one of, no way. You know, if you need to know, then you need to know too much. Don't talk about it. You know. No,
yeah. My lady, they knock my door down. My lady's gonna be really surprised. It's not like an act. It's like, what?
Generally surprised.
Totally. Nothing.
And the disappointment. You know, we never wanted to disappoint none of y'all. So you know, that's like, man, that's like fuck. Like, okay, I'm in jail, but you know what, Uncle Jason,
they gonna be looking down.
Church, like, man, they mad at us. They like, y'all dumb motherfuckers.
Y'all doing good.
Okay.
It's not mad that you did it, just mad that you got caught.
That's
man, that's
like
shit.
It was like never in my life they were like, don't do that. You know, my family was bikers, fucking gnarly humans. They all fucking had gnarly shit going on.
Yeah,
everyone was like, don't get caught.
Yeah,
that's it. You know what I mean?
Here's how Chico got caught, man.
That's one of the hardest times ever.
That was
my little brother.
That's
Chico was probably the one that, you know, he was the wild one, but I definitely never thought that he was going to get caught and go to prison. Like that was like,
well, but he also lived with us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was around a lot of crazy shit, and he was a kid.
I mean, it's
just, you know, I mean, all of them. We weren't that fucking old when they were with us.
No.
So. Yeah. You know, he walked by and get too close, I'm hitting him.
Yeah.
I'm taking him. We're going to the ground. I'm going to beat you up. We're going to laugh about it. I'm going to pop back up. And I'm going to give you a burrito.
Now, though. Yeah.
Uncle will still try it.
Yeah.
He's going to still try it.
Yeah.
He's going to still try it.
And it's so fun because when I do, he just looks at me like I'm just so cute. Yeah. He's like, oh, look at Uncle. He's all out of breath and shit. Here, Uncle, let me go get you another cocktail. You'll be all right.
This is the way I look at it. Nowadays, me knowing this, me being a coach, which I'm grateful. I would have never thought that I would be a coach. I thought, you know, I'm still a student. Progressive Martial Arts in Ventura on Main Street.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So, you know, shout out to my coach, Ben Clancy. I'm grateful, man, that I got to get this far. And like I tell anyone, you guys, I'm like your bulldog. I'm like, for you guys, I'm you guys' nephew. I'm your bro. Mm-hmm. I'm like a straight up pit bull with the chain. He just chills and smiling. But man, don't let me let this.
Yeah, don't let this motherfucker open the gate.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Hey,
open the gate.
we're gonna get Chico on the podcast because
Oh,
I
you
got
gotta.
stories
Yeah.
with Chico,
Oh
man.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be
Chico-
crazy.
Chico's
And you got people wonder all the time, like, well, how can you fight at 44? You guys gotta remember, growing up, junior high, high school, I ain't playing no sports, nothing.
Nope.
I was flunking PE. I was not gonna get sweaty and dressed up. I'm not doing all that. So I'm 44 with like normal legs, like
Right, like,
you know, I don't got ailments, I don't got none of that. So that's when people, you guys want to know why you asking me that question, like, how could you fight at 44?
Yeah,
That's why, because I got like a 30-year-old body right now.
there you go. Yeah, that's good, man.
You know?
So Tyrone, so let's get back into the hold head and the never stop chopping and all this other stuff you got going on, man. And like really that old head stuff, man. I love your Instagram page. I love that you get into these different, you know, who's what's going on. You know, I mean, that just seems like it's one of those other steps and all the other stuff that you do.
It's, to me, I feel like it's like a progression of my music life. Like I started off in music, like just loving it.
Yeah.
Buying tapes and shit like that. And then, you know, after that, I became a participant, started rapping. I'm always going to be a participant. But then I go back to loving music again and just, you know, and then wanting to share it with people, because some of the dopest thing is like, to me, is talking music with people, talking about records and albums and shit like that. So, you know, I started a blog on Instagram and Facebook called Get Off My Lawn. And all it is, it reaches out and tells people about albums that dropped and new shit that's dropping, you know, certain things that happen in the history of hip hop culture, because hip hop culture is my life. I even got a book that I wrote that I'm working on getting published. It's called Philosophy 100.
That's what's up.
And it's 100 philosophies based off of what I learned from hip hop. Like hip hop was my teacher as a kid. Like, yeah, I had my parents, I had my uncles, I had everybody, but another teacher that I had was KRS-One that was telling me love's gonna get you. Shit like that. Ice Cube telling me, check yourself before you wreck yourself and shit like that. And Black Sheep saying you can get with this or you can get with that. What am I getting with? So I wrote a book that has 100 of those philosophies based on shit like that. But that's
let's get that out there.
That's just the culture, man. I rep the culture, and I think I'm gonna rep the culture until I'm old and fucking old ass man rocking Pumas, shell toes, and shit that we've created. Like, you know, that's how we're gonna go out. And that's why in my clothing line is called Old Head, because they always say, oh man, you an old head, you an old head. And you know, it's old head is kind of like a bad word.
Connotation.
Yeah. It's like people, they call somebody old head. It's like you're saying like you're all like, back in my day, you know, hip hop ain't the same. But I'm
come talk to me though.
I'm the new old head. That says it on my blog. This is the new old head. The motherfucker on my shit, it says honor the past, but respect the future.
Right.
Because we honor the past, but we respect the future, because like they tell me like, oh, what if music's not the same? I said, if music wasn't the same, I'd kill myself. If music wasn't going to progress, like what the fuck?
And
like what kind of world?
We're seeing it again now. You're starting to see
it's changing,
you know, because hip hop lost itself for a minute. On the actual surface of hip hop lost itself,
or just music.
You know what I mean? Like when somebody stands up there and there's some shitty ass beat behind it, and somebody you can't understand with no storyline, no history, no love, no real shit,
no soul,
just nothing, man. All these dudes do get famous for being a rat.
Right.
You know what I mean? Fuck that dude. How are you gonna get famous for being a rat?
Right.
You know, but getting back to the real people, you know, we got Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole.
Did he just drop
and
a
so
new
many
song today?
Yeah,
last night.
Yeah, the boys when we got here, they were talking about we need to check out that video. So everybody get out there and check that video out.
So you see, there's already someone trying to sue him, saying he ripped his verses off and shit.
They said he ripped off the deep fake from
the
him.
deep fake.
So this guy,
really?
this kid made a video like in 2020, same record label though, and he had the same thing. He changed his face like that. But then there was Joyner Lucas, he made a video and it's called it's about he's like honoring Will Smith. And at the end, he said,
that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Pre-Chris
It
Rock.
was pandemic. I think it was 2020. But at the end of the video, he's looking in the mirror and his face fucking turns to Will Smith. It's that same deep fake shit. So this guy can't claim that Lamar, that Kendrick Lamar stole his shit.
You can't.
Clout chasing.
That's the life we living out is you don't own nothing.
Kendrick Lamar stole the technology, the deep fake. Like the deep fake technology is to be used like that. They're gonna be fucking putting us. We're gonna be able to go to the movies and watch ourselves.
Oh,
playing the main character in that movie, deep fake.
Right.
So that's you're gonna sit there and you're gonna watch a movie with you the whole fucking way. Action movie,
right, man.
the whole shit. So, but you know, it's
but
just
the song's fucking great.
Oh,
it's incredible.
Yeah,
Kendrick Lamar's shit's been great. You know, that's one of the ones where
it's always been good.
He's like he's the one that told me like, hey man, because I really was kind of agitated about the whole hip hop shit but it's all but he's like, no man, he goes, hey, if you haven't, check out Kendrick Lamar.
That's when you know you're a real artist, when you don't have to put out a album for years,
right?
And you can sit back and be eclectic on how you want to present the music to people and then put it out. Other people, you notice, they gotta put I gotta put out an album, I gotta stay on track because I need to. If I don't, I'm gonna fall behind on you know the times.
But motherfuckers like that are so like Jay Electronica and Andre 3000, like they're sick of being critiqued. Like it's such a critique fucking environment. Like anything that you put out, there's gonna be people shitting on it. Like nobody likes bigging up dope shit. Like even on my page, I don't diss nothing. All I do is celebrate dope shit. I don't be like, oh, so and so dropped the album, it was whack as fuck. Like that's not my goal. I don't do that. But that's
if you don't like it, you don't fuck with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, it's
but
simple.
But that's the reason why like Andre 3000 and them don't like dropping shit, because motherfuckers, all they do is just critique.
Well, but you got if they can, hopefully they'll figure out that, you know,
don't give
trolls and all that bullshit. They
not to give a fuck. Yeah.
Andre 3000 dropped something, I'm listening.
Yes.
Yeah, don't matter what he does.
He's dropped dope shit. You know, we like it, but there's people that shitted on it, but maybe he can't take criticism. That's you know, that's possible that a human being
problem. It's too famous to be
a human being, though.
But that's the biggest one is you have to realize
your fucking ego's based on the comment. Get the fuck out of it. You know, that's your problem.
On a small level, that's real. On a small level for us, that's real. But when you're Andre 3000 and you're getting bombed on by the whole fucking world,
stop looking at him.
That's the thing.
Stop
you do have to stop. You have to stop.
You don't look at Joe Rogan. Don't look at him. Don't look at the comments.
No, do what Joe Rogan does. Just start eating microdose mushrooms through all of it. Just like start eating mushrooms.
Just don't give a
fuck.
You know, all that shit he went through.
Oh, hey, man. Everywhere I go, somebody's like, hey, you know, you want some mushrooms? I'm like, well, I remember that you got a bag of no, got chocolate, Jay.
Hey,
you got this and that. It's
Jay's trying to peddle them all the time.
I know, Uncle.
Come on now.
Telling you, this is how I feel about mushrooms. The time that I took mushrooms, that I actually enjoyed myself. Me, 4 or 5 other my friends got in a garage. We took half an eighth, drunk a bunch of orange juice, and that was
the best.
Bug the fuck out. All in one. The whole room was graffiti.
Oh yeah. We all the walls were graffiti. Garage, me and him together that we converted. So our homeboy was alone. He was actual real.
And Evolve had a piece in there.
I'm sorry,
too.
Evolve.
That was crazy shit, because that guy's a motherfucker.
Evolve's a big time
world famous artist.
Yeah, world famous artist. So they actually put some amazing graffiti on our walls. Man, it's never gonna get. I don't think it will ever get that awesome.
Yeah, but the microdosing is totally fucking different.
Is it cool?
Yeah,
it's so much better.
Okay, we'll have a conversation after this, man.
It's cool. Perfect anxiety killer. You don't feel high.
Yeah,
it's almost you know that warm feeling in your stomach right before they hit.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hey,
that's it. It's fucking perfect.
Listen to me, man. And I've talked about this a bit. I don't know how much we talked about this on the podcast after Portia passed, and they tried to put me on. Thank you. After when all that happened and I was really, really, really depressed and was like, my head was just fucking with me, they tried to give me antidepressants, and they gave me a couple of different types of antidepressants. And I did it for a hot second. And I went, this is not for me.
For sure.
So I went out and got an ounce of mushrooms. I ground them up. put them into pills, and I microdosed for like 3 months.
Damn.
And it got me through it.
And
I did that with a core little group, Uncle
Peeps.
Chris and
Yeah.
little people, you know what I mean? Like I had a nice little core group, but I didn't have this giant support system behind me that I should have had because we couldn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not
we were
because
in a
they weren't
crazy
there.
time.
All of those people would have been there if we could have, but they couldn't. So I had to figure this shit out on my own. And fuck antidepressants. I ain't into it. Don't like them.
Nah.
Right.
You know, so I microdose, man.
Yeah.
I did it. I did it on
new
a
world, man.
yeah. And,
It's a new
and
frontier.
hey, man, it got me through because I had some shit going
Uncle, you
through
got
my
some
head. I
stare?
never thought
Oh,
I'd
I can
have,
only
you know?
imagine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she was a
can
god. That
Yeah.
woman was the queen for me, and
Amen.
that was rough. You know,
Imagine
but that microdosing shit made.
Still the most
I
gangster
fucking
thing.
told him that shit
Hey,
last time when we were in Vegas. That's
Hey.
what I
But
was.
yeah, I don't think you was microdosing when you rolled up though.
Well, that's not, I'm not talking about that right now.
You told me about it, but then
Hey, Uncle.
I think you was on. Yeah, you was on
Hey,
the you was on the garage shit that we was on.
Hey, Uncle, one of the gangsterest things ever. I'll tell you this, bro. Tell you, gangsterest thing ever. Rest in peace, grandma. All those motorcycles I rode through, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen.
Yeah,
nothing
hey,
like that in
so
my life.
you know what? Mother's Day just happened and all.
For
and
sure.
We lost my mom.
My mom, my grandmother.
yeah.
You know,
Our matriarch.
for sure.
You know, we lost her February 16th of last year. And it was a beautiful thing. We were blessed that my brother works at the hospital where my mom was at.
Right.
So we put the word out. We had music playing out
Yeah,
front of the
that's dope.
hospital.
Yes.
We had an iPad set up. Everybody can go in there and talk to her and say
that's
hi.
cool.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and me and my brother-in-law, all of us got to go in and say hi to her
That's
and
awesome.
say bye and
amazing.
love you and all that shit.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, but we had people doing burnouts and fucking we had all kinds of low
Never seen it
riders
before.
and
The
all
hospital
kinds of
parking
stuff.
lot.
In
Oh,
the hospital
dude,
parking
yeah,
lot. No.
yeah.
Gist
Yeah,
thing
fuck
ever.
yeah,
Hey man,
Yeah.
shout out to 81 for doing that, man,
Hey,
because they
that's
came
what's
through
up.
hard.
You see?
blowing
That's
them.
what I'm saying.
And
Shout out.
yeah, and the
Hospital's
homies
off.
from Oxnard, and
Yeah.
they knew what was up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it was, yeah, man. Mom, I walk in there with his dad. So we're one of the first two to walk in there, and I walk in to go, you know, talk to my mom and, you know, really know that this is it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I go in there and, you know, Mark and I are standing around. You know, my brother, we're all more talking shit about each other, and
Right.
just, you know, we're just because we're both nervous, so we just start
Mhm.
immediately just start cracking on each other, and my mom out of nowhere, and it's been 30 years or some shit like that. My mom out of nowhere goes, yeah, Jason wrecked all my cars.
Yeah.
I'm all,
fucking imagine
what
you,
the
Unc.
Oh, I wrecked all of her cars.
I can imagine,
I wrecked
bro.
all of her cars, man.
Every
I
one of
fucked
them.
them all up.
What
Oh
a
yeah, man.
menace.
I wasn't.
Hey,
It was being young and still learning how to, like, you know, you back up, you hit a
Oh,
pole.
trying to roll out.
You know, just I was driving her car. Had a Mustang. I was driving it to Magic Mountain. You know, me and Tina were gonna go to Magic Mountain. Courtney's mama.
You're nuts.
We were gonna go to
Unc.
Magic Mountain, and we get into like Santa Paula, and the motor just blows up. I was not doing it. I was just going
not
down
your
the
problem.
freeway.
Yeah.
But
How do you
it's
call
still-
your parents and tell them that you've done
oh
some
man,
shit
and
like
then
that?
call grandma that we don't have no money.
Oh,
Mm.
right.
We
You
have
done fucked the
no
whole
money.
household
Yeah.
car up.
Oh man, I caught her Cadillac on fire in Gorman.
Wow.
Dude, yeah.
So
I
she
could
wasn't lying. She
not
just thought of
believe-
it at that moment. How you
I
wrecked all
can't
her
believe.
fucking
I'm
cars.
like now.
Yeah.
Now?
Let's put you out.
This is when you're gonna
I'll
bring
put
up
you
the
out
fact
right
I
there.
wrecked all your cars,
put
Mom?
you out right
Really?
here
And
now,
your
man.
dad is all just
Wow.
fucking laughing and
Dad.
talking shit.
She's
God
all,
damn it,
I'll
James.
never forgive you.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. That's but you know the crazy thing is my dad wouldn't even
Ouch. I'm done. Fat motherfucker wrecked all my
Oh,
cars.
shit.
Last words.
That's some fucked up shit.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Also, the crazy thing is my dad, I don't know if he actually even knows that he was the first actual person that I ever really seen music from. He was a DJ.
Oh, yeah,
like
he
it
was
was
a DJ.
weird.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid, me and my brothers, my dad would say, "Hey, come on, you guys, we're going. I'm DJing a party."
Keep doing it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
DJing a party, and we'd be like, we're DJing a party, and he'd actually have turntables and records, and he'd be like, "Hey, don't touch my stuff," and he'd walk away, and we'd be there like, "Is he going?"
You want to touch it?
He don't have it set up yet. So we're over there touching it.
Yeah.
We're mixing,
Yeah.
and then it's just he used to have crates and records, and the crazy thing
Did he
is that
DJ the LL Cool J shit at
Bro.
at Ventura College?
damn, he just popped.
Yeah, because I always remember that.
I don't
thing,
wanna
but that's
say
how
this.
we got. That's
I'm
how y'all
saying
got
it.
into it.
I'm saying it. So growing up, as kids, you don't always grow up as close with your. Sometimes dads are not always there.
Well, your dad went back and forth and did a bunch of times.
For sure. So
Yeah,
there was a
I'll
time
say
where
it.
my dad was gone for a while and,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't see him. So of course we would talk to him. But there was one time I go to Ventura College. I'm going to a LL Cool J concert,
Ooh.
and boom, there's my father. He's there. He's working at the LL Cool J concert. That's when LL Cool J came jumping out of a huge
Must sound like a paper radio or something.
paper
Yeah, the
radio.
radio.
It was an amazing show. I'll never. And I don't even know if people know, that LL Cool J came to Ventura County and performed.
Yeah.
But I was there.
There's a lot of hip hop people that came to Oxnard
sure. Oh,
and, played,
yeah.
and played once.
Look,
One
New
time.
Edition. I was at the New Edition concert where they came
Yeah.
downtown Oxnard, played at the.
Yeah.
No, it was at the Ventura Theater because I missed that one.
Are you sure it was the Ventura?
Yeah, because I
It wasn't
remember
in
y'all
Oxnard?
said that they was out in the window throwing flowers and shit.
Is that what?
'Cause it's,
Yeah.
it's a very
Why is it
traumatic
that I keep
experience for
thinking
me.
it was in
Because you
Oxnard?
missed it.
Because
as a
I
kid?
had got a bunch
Yeah.
of bad grades and fucking
Yeah.
He wasn't
it was
there.
time to pass out New Edition concert
Uh-huh.
tickets. And they looked at my report card, boy.
And the sad
So,
part about it
not
was
you.
New Edition was a group you
Yeah, New
introduced
Edition is
to the family.
Dude,
That's
no
life.
day, man. That was
That's life. Yeah.
Telephone Man.
Oh
Was,
man,
dude, I was.
It's
I
the
mean,
best
that was.
song
I was
ever.
a freshman in high school.
that
when
was one
shit
of the
came out.
worst
Wow.
days of my
Yeah.
life.
Straight
Hey,
up.
man, and you should be laughing if I'm singing. That's some funny shit.
Oh, I went.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
I just watched Crush Groovin the other day, and New Edition was in Crush Groovin.
Damn, really?
Which I see.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I watched Crush Groovin, and I didn't notice
Yeah.
that was
I'll be
New
watching
Edition.
that now.
Yeah.
I'll be
Uncle,
looking for that for
it's
sure.
bomb.
Where's the talent
For sure,
show?
man.
to watch it again and see the
Yeah.
nostalgia of seeing the Fat Boys and Curtis Blow and LL Cool J walking in the office
Oh,
of
nuts.
Run
Yeah.
DMC and them perform. He's performing in front of them, and it was like this
Yeah, it was
awkward.
all
it
of them was in
just Sheila E. Just a
Sheila
lot
E.
of
Just amazing, man.
Mhm.
lot- oh,
Yeah,
I met her
yeah.
a few times actually.
Wow.
I worked at DW
Okay.
drums
Oh,
for a long
yes.
time,
Yeah,
Sure.
and she was
Oh,
just
yeah,
fucking
she was
always
good.
in there, dude.
She's
was
a hell of a
sweet-
drummer.
Oh, she's incredible.
Yeah.
She's still
Sweet.
dope too.
Fuck,
She
oh,
still be
to
killing
this
it.
day,
Just-
her
and
family.
Talk
It's
about
so
keeping that
generational.
shit together. Dude. That,
Yeah,
she
right.
is still
Yeah.
fucking beautiful, man.
Dude,
You know
oh,
what I mean?
still to this
Oh
day,
yeah,
bro.
100%.
Wow.
She ain't losing it. You know?
No.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's
she'll be
what's
doing
up.
it till it's and her dad was the same way, and just generational for her.
I was telling
Right.
Tyrone
amazing.
that Run DMC, man, watching them on Crush Groove and do that first performance. Now DJ Runs
Mm.
my name. It was
Yeah.
the way that dude, are them both, and Jam Master J. Rest
Yeah,
in
they
peace.
flipped the script
Yeah.
right there. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
way that they were doing it. Like, yeah, these battle rappers back in the day was doing it. They was, bragging about themselves. But those two with the
It was-
DJ got on and they would fucking rock motherfucking shows. And their
Rock.
back and forth was
It's incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
it's
I
dope.
mean, Houdini was no joke.
oh yeah.
They were
You know
dope.
what I
No,
mean?
you're
Big
right.
Daddy Kane,
You're
like
right.
Big Daddy Kane dropped at the same time. Big Daddy Kane's one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever step up to a mic.
Yeah.
Big
Was it
Daddy
Run
Kane
DMC
no
the first
bullshit.
group who did it with the rock band Aerosmith?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that
didn't-
which for us was hilarious. Well, I don't know about you.
Which was
But-
an amazing
oh,
song.
What
Rock
for
just-
us, for what was hilarious for me was having, being in the neighborhoods that I was at the time, but having grown up listening to heavy metal and rock and roll,
Right.
and having known who Aerosmith was
Right.
Mhm.
for years.
See, that's Rick
And then,
Rubin's
and
great
then,
band.
and then everybody's all, man, Did you see that those white dudes that fucking Run DMC? Like they made those guys famous.
That's all Rick
They
Rubin,
made,
though.
yeah,
That's all Rick. Yeah,
Rubin.
that's how
crazy
he.
head.
Yeah,
That's
that
crazy
dude's awesome.
head.
How can we bring
You
him to the
remind me of
masses?
him. I kind of look like both
Yeah,
you guys.
it's a better
Why
looking.
do you guys?
That's
Hello,
fucking Dick
motherfucker.
Rubin, dude.
There's the porno there. There's the porno there. There it is.
Oh, we
Dick
got it.
Rubin.
Dick Rubin.
Dick
Ah,
Rubin.
dang.
Look,
Oh.
that's it. I got good nicknames.
That's
for
a
him.
good bro.
I called him Jimmy Buffet the other day.
Wow.
He's not letting this one go, man.
Jimmy Buffett.
Because
Came in
I
with a
show up with
Hawaiian
some
shirt.
fucking. I got this badass.
You got some
Hawaiian shirt, and
badass
I
shit. You
show
look
up,
nice,
yeah.
huh?
And this motherfucker's
Oh, yeah,
we got
Hawaiian
He
Jimmy
bagged all over
Buffet.
your shit, huh?
Yeah, what's that?
He bagged all over your shit.
Well, if you
Your
have
wife-
the
does.
Hawaiian shirt
It's
on,
no
the Jimmy
style having
Buffet.
motherfucker wears the same black fucking shirt and shorts
Hey.
all the time. He don't know what style is.
Black
You know
goes
what
and
I mean?
everything.
Hey,
Yeah, we're just glad he brushed his teeth.
That's right. I'm a white trash piece of shit.
There you go.
Man. Born in the desert, dude. What do you want?
Ah, shit.
I don't want to look too good. You know what I mean? I
Hey,
gotta fucking have
only one of
Yeah,
us can
you
do
know,
it.
I want to show
man.
you up,
That's
bro.
right,
You
bro.
know,
Yeah.
Man,
No,
just
it's-
so blessed and grateful for all of this, man.
Yeah, dude. I did
for
want to
sure.
ask. Obviously, you post a lot about all the old. It's not old; it's all new, right? So, what is Get Off My Lawn? Is
Yeah,
is
Get
what
Off
you're
My
doing,
Lawn
right?
is the page. It's on Facebook and on
Yeah.
on IG. It's called Grumpy Old Head.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah, so it's
cool.
and it's Get Off My Lawn on
Yeah.
Facebook.
And you guys kind of mentioned this, but you don't hate on the new hip hop.
Hell no.
Yeah, is there
There's so much
shit?
dope
Because it's easy to
Yeah.
fucking hate on.
glad
There's
you
so
asked
much
that.
Some
dope
of it
shit.
is fucking
Yeah,
dog
It is.
shit.
yeah, absolutely.
But some of it's fucking good. You know what I
Some
mean?
of
Like
it's good.
my world changed in the early 2000s because I grew up and I was, I'm fucking 40 years old. I was a 90s kid. Hip hop was fucking king. You know what I mean? I was a kid wearing a Cannibal Corpse shirt that listened to Ice Cube all fucking day. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember those.
but
shirts.
with hip hop went fucking weird. You had all the NSYNC and then it was in the early 2000s, like Dead Prez dropped, right?
Ooh.
And that shit, I mean,
Shout out! I got to meet them.
fuck, I did
Wow.
too.
No
actually, yeah.
shit.
They toured and they used my van for a tour and they fucking
Bro.
tagged on it for us.
Can you
So
imagine?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll show
that's
you guys some
dope.
pictures. But that shit changed and I got really into political hip hop, like
After that,
Immortal
for
Technique,
sure.
Dead Prez, fucking all that, everything under the sun like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But as it progressed and changed, you hear all this new shit and you're like, I don't know, man.
Can't
And
keep
your-
up with it.
Your instinct is to not give it a chance, right? But
Right.
Yeah.
as older fucking guys, you have to understand that the kids, it's their fucking world at this point,
Right.
and we can either appreciate it or we can fucking
We'll fade
be-
out.
be
Yeah.
a grumpy old fuck. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
I'm trying to change the
Yeah.
change the narrative of the old head
Mhm.
type of shit because our parents are like, oh, your guys' music sucks. Like this rap shit sucks. It's not the same.
Right.
And so they were still on that. So when is that whole thing gonna stop? It needs to
Mhm.
stop with us and being like, let's embrace these youngsters.
embrace
And,
it. yeah.
but-
That's how the tradition continues. That's
yeah,
how the
but the
scene
shit is
stays
whack.
alive.
It's whack though.
Oh, yeah. That's some bad
Let's be honest.
I mean,
yeah.
mainstream bullshit is mainstream bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck where you're at.
Right.
It
Right.
could
Yeah.
be the punk or the metal that you can
Mhm.
hear. You can hear some bullshit, or you can go search
Yeah.
around and you can
Here's
find
some
some
real
good
metal.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always going to be there. The political aspect of hip hop has never not been there one way or another.
No, it's always
Kendrick Lamar has put some
Yeah.
shit out there that's insane.
Well, look at I mean,
You
what,
know,
the Jewels,
Brother Ali,
what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah,
the
Fuck,
Jewels
I
is nuts.
fuck with that.
You know,
those guys are incredible.
I'll go back to this forever. I'll never let it go. I will preach this until I die. Brother Ali's shit. He's never stopped putting albums out, and it is some of the most incredible lyrics politically
he's
consistent.
you're ever
Yeah.
gonna hear. Same thing. I mean, when I saw Brother Ali at the Ventura Theater,
Mhm.
Immortal Technique opened up for him,
Mhm.
and hearing Immortal Technique shit
It's
is
incredible.
nuts.
Good shit,
But
yeah.
if you go back to the Coop, you go back to some of the earlier, all of the earlier stuff, it's in there. It's
Oh, yeah.
all over the place.
It's all over the
And
place.
it's never, these younger kids are going to be coming up going, hey man, maybe it's not just about the police. Maybe it's about a system that we need to change all
Right.
the way around. And the more that these kids are going to see this stuff, the more they'll start talking about it. And I
Right.
think that
I
we'll
like
see
to
some
I like
more.
to think that there's a time and a place for all type of music,
Of course.
straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nowadays there's some people who are engulfed in just hip hop. It's about hip hop. It's about the lyrics, and that's great. That's cool.
Mhm.
I love lyrics too. But at the same time, if I'm out dancing at the club, I sure the hell don't want to hear. I
Fucking
don't want to
Immortal
hear
Technique
some.
song.
Yeah, I don't
No,
want to.
no.
I'm not gonna dance to
No.
that. What do you want us to
No.
start doing breakdancing? We're not gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with that. But I'm saying
Right.
there's a time and a place for it. If I'm going to a hip hop show, play all that all night. If I'm at the club, I may dance to freaking Quavo and this weird, music that people don't listen to, or I might listen to, French Montana because I'm at a club.
Right.
I'm supposed to embrace what they're talking about, drinking and women and popping.
So long as
bottles.
it's got a good beat, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It
It
has
has a good beat,
right?
and I'm good. I'm good, and that goes with
Yeah.
any music. So it's like, people just need to open up their mind and not be so biased.
Right.
Music has a time and a place everywhere. There's just there's a time and a place for it.
And my shit ain't always, and it's hip hop for a large percent, but it's still, I still fuck with a lot of soul, R&B. Like New Jack Swing was my favorite era of music because it's when rap and like R&B combined.
Yep.
And they did that shit, and it's like BBD is like my favorite because Bell Biv DeVoe was like a rap singing group.
Guy.
Like they get Guy, fucking
dude,
Heavy
Guy.
D, like all that shit fucking blended together. So Get Off My Lawn is also has a lot of soul music incorporated. So every year I drop a top 100 songs. So you can go back to my past couple of years, and it's like rap shit, it's like soul shit. It's like there's crazy that there's a lot of dope soul overseas. Like these motherfuckers overseas then took our soul from back in the day, and they're doing it while our soul singers are lost here in the United States. When these motherfuckers, they're kind of throwbacks. And it's fucking
and we'll talk about the soul stuff here too, because it's still going on here. There's a lot of really, really good.
And I fuck with that.
Going overseas and you're listening to shit that's in French. You're listening to stuff that's like African and Cuban and French, and and you're just like,
it's a lot of soul.
What?
It's a renaissance.
You know what I mean? Deep, heartfelt, fucking amazing soul music, man.
And it's all in cycles too. So this cycle that I'm kind of peeping right now is almost like a 90s style. It's almost like a Black Medallions, No Gold shit. Like that shit. There's a lot of empowerment and power to the people, and let's fucking fight the system like that. That shit is bubbling right now.
Because music used to cycle. It used to go in a cycle. It just went gangster rap, then it would go to the neo soul, and then it would switch to hip hop, and it always did it. But then once this new form of music came, trap music is what it's called. It almost basically stopped for a very long time. It's hard for other music to surpass it because we have a bunch of ignorant, closed off people. So when they just listen to this music, it's just about drug dealing, guns and gold and jewelry and cars. They're just stuck there. They're in a trap of that music, and it's not letting the evolution of music, like Nas and all in Jadakiss and all these rappers are putting out albums now, which is almost like a fight back. It's like, hey, no, we're still here. And if you listen to those albums, man, these guys even know that we're all in the, they're a little older than we are, but they are putting out good music. You just gotta go search for it.
There's some young artistic guys doing shit, like a lot of dudes in Atlanta, like Earth Gang and JID and like J. Cole and Dreamville, all those cats.
Put out
D-Day. Tyler the Creator. He just won a Grammy for that album, and it's well deserved. It's well deserved. That shit was fucking amazing.
Tyler is not a new head.
He's with the business.
Been around for a long time.
They're with the business. They're hip hop, but they're creative. They're artsy. Like
they are now what Jungle Brothers and
like the native
tongue, Brand Nubian, the fucking De La Soul. De La Soul. I will forever go like, man, what would have happened how would the world have changed if instead of it being NWA, it was Jungle Brothers, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, KRS-One, like that all these the superstars. But then once and there's written documentation of album companies going, we're not going that way. It's like we're not going to do that. That's the positive. That's not I think it was Capitol Records or something that came out, man. And but if that stuff still to this day
makes money.
One of the tags from my book is hip hop has been used as a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh,
Hip hop
100%.
could be used to lift us up, and
Yep.
if it's promoted that way. But instead, they pound that shit, the bad shit to people.
You remember when
Yep.
Self-Destruction came out? There was a time
Yep.
when NWA and a bunch of other rappers got together. They did Self-Destruction. This was
Yep.
a super amazing song
Yeah.
that you back
We
then
all in
you
the same
seen it
game.
changing. We're
Yeah.
all in the same game.
Yep.
These are songs that were powerful that changed
because they
things.
understood the power of hip hop. It's
Right.
like, when's the last time I wrote an article on that shit about posse records? Like, these motherfuckers nowadays wouldn't dare get together
Hey, hell
in,
no.
in 20 groups and come in
It
and
wouldn't
make a
sound
positive
good.
song. There's
Right.
no
No.
We Are the Worlds.
No,
There's no
Nope.
USA for Africans. None of that shit is dead.
No.
It's dead.
It's
Nope,
crazy.
not at
Well, now you
all.
just got Kanye out here fucking
Yeah,
Wilding around.
yeah, fucking
Hey.
building the fucking house
He
and
is weird as
flooding
shit.
it on
What do you
stage.
guys think about Kanye? How do you
He's a
guys,
good artist, but
how
he's
do you
weird
guys
as
take
fuck.
his new stuff though?
I haven't
It
heard
drives me nuts.
I
I
don't
can't
play it.
listen to it.
I mean,
can't listen to it.
yeah, I can't listen to it. So
I-
It's just too much. It's too much.
The Donda was
I-
whack, so
I didn't like. I didn't
listen to
Look,
the second one.
Yeah.
He's a genius, man. The guy is
He is a
literally
genius.
fucking genius.
I'll give him
Oh,
that.
he is.
He's-
Yeah. College Dropout was one.
He's
of the
losing his
hold
grip
up.
though.
But-
best records ever.
He's losing
It was
touch.
fucking
I
album
believe that he
came
should
out.
be doing something else with his genius.
Right.
Yeah.
Not music. Do
Stop
something
it.
else with your
So
genius, bro.
so that's the thing, is he's not going to be able to do something else because he is so far outside of himself in his head
Yeah, he's
that
losing.
his ego is gone and all that stuff
Yeah.
is just gone.
It's
And
nuts.
and unless all of a sudden he gets some guru that can come in and help him get regrounded.
There's no
Right.
way.
But the fucking guy is a crazy
Yes, he's
genius.
probably the
Oh, yeah.
greatest.
He needs
Yeah.
to go. He
Yeah.
needs to
Yeah.
watch that episode of Little Dicky on what's that show? Dicky, what's it called?
Dave.
Dicky.
Yeah.
So he needs to
That
watch the
show
episode of
rules.
Dave
Yeah.
when Dave went to that house, that mansion, and they put him in that little water tub thing, and he's you know what I'm talking about? And he,
Yeah.
it enlightened him.
Oh,
and he
I
came
love
out
that
with that
show,
really
man.
dope track with his homeboy. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I fuck with Dave.
He needs a
Lil Dicky is
micro
something
dose.
else.
Lil
That's what Kanye
Dicky
needs
is
to do.
the
Show-
Yeah,
shit.
he's
Hey,
fucking
people
entertaining,
sleep
clever.
on that
guy's
white
smart.
boy, but you
Yeah.
guys are bugging. That white boy is not
Little
playing.
Dicky don't
Lyrically,
play.
Wait,
He's
hey
not
man,
playing.
there's a lot of dudes,
They get
white,
slept on.
Mexican, whatever,
They get slept on.
white, black, Mexican, whatever, that just say fucking
Slept on.
amazing,
Oh, yeah.
amazing stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, little Dicky shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
Lil Dicky's
But it's
a
also
smart
on
guy.
point. Oh,
yeah,
It's
he's
not my
smart.
favorite,
point,
man.
but it's
Yeah.
fucking
For sure.
When you
Yeah.
listen, when I watched him do that fucking freestyle on, it wasn't, it was Sway's.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
was,
yeah,
I was
he's
like get
talented
the
like a
talented,
motherfucker.
bro.
and that's what I like. I like talent.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
if you
Like,
don't
I
like him,
like
you're
I like the congregation of words. You know, Eminem is obviously, you know, I
One of the
like
best.
that fucking, that guy is unstoppable.
one
with
of
the
the
talent.
best.
His songs aren't my fucking favorite,
Right.
but when it comes
he's
to
the best,
lyrical fucking lyrics, stringing the art form together,
Nobody
he's
does it better
up
than
there.
him.
No,
He's
I'm-
so up there, dude.
I'm straight
You
up
know,
Eminem
yeah.
is a
Yeah, I mean,
fucking
yeah,
monster.
the way he
Yeah.
does stuff is insane.
It's
It's
ridiculous. you know?
genius.
Yes,
That's why he has all the
genius.
problems he has. That's why his head's the way that it is, and that's
Mhm.
why he has a hard time dealing with all this stuff, and that's why he just kind of stepped out of it.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is an insane genius.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
sure.
way that he
A
can
lyrical
do stuff
fucking
and put
genius,
stuff, it's
Yeah.
you know.
So
I mean,
that's
said-
what
he
it is.
said-
to me. It has to be
Ice-T
good
when
lyrics
Ice-T
and a
says
fucking
who'd
beat,
ever
you know?
fucking
Mhm.
thought that the baddest motherfucker
will be a white boy.
Ice-T
Yeah.
says that. When
He
he
said-
says the baddest motherfucker to ever say, who'd ever thought that the baddest motherfucker to ever step to a microphone would be a white boy?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
Fade to black.
Yeah.
No pun.
Well, who, you know, and you know how many people decline to battle that guy? They're all no.
No,
They know
nobody
better.
does.
Man,
Nobody
I
does.
remember hearing
not
him when he
doing
was
it.
on the wake up show. When we'd be listening,
Right.
and all of a sudden they'd have a cipher, and all of a sudden he just jumped in. He's like, "Who's this guy
Yeah.
talking about smoking
Fuck is
crack
this?
and shit?" Like this white dude.
Get
and then-
involved, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a six. I mean, even on his new verse right now, which I totally related to. He said, "And I'm about as approachable as a roach is." Like
Yeah.
you can't even approach him,
Yeah.
and you can't approach Eminem either. He's
Yeah.
definitely
It's like, I'm
not
done.
the type of dude
I'm
you're gonna
good.
run up on. He's
Uh-uh.
straight like, get up off me, like
Yeah.
boom, he's out of there. Like the dude's wordplay
Yeah.
is.
Hey, one thing I like is how 50 Cent defend this guy. And
Amen.
sure, like, and can't
He'll tell
nobody
you
fuck
don't-
with
50 Cent will tell you don't
motherfucking
fuck with the white boy. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll
But
tell
that's
you.
the same thing that Ice-T said, and
Yeah.
that's the same thing that a lot of all the real, like legit, no ego people.
Mhm.
Right.
Or the
You
people
know,
that
go
have a
like, hey,
relationship.
look, man,
Yeah, a
Like,
relationship
yeah.
with him.
But you can't even just listen to a shit and not
Yeah.
go, wow.
Yeah, you have to.
You know what I
If
mean?
you-
Like it's
if
so.
you know anything about lyrics, you have to.
That last one he dropped was it Murder Music to Murder too?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I listened to that thing like fucking 12
Yes.
times in like
It's a
4
sick album.
days,
I think
front to back. I couldn't stop listening.
there
to
was
it,
a
man.
period where Eminem was kind of dropping some
Oh, for-
suspect
Yeah, when we
shit.
know
No,
what
hey,
time
there
it is.
was
for
a
sure.
time and
That was
period
during
where
the
he had
relapse
dealing
time.
with his addictions.
Yeah,
man.
he
I
was-
mean,
that was
popping
suspect.
some
Yeah,
pills.
yeah,
man.
that was suspect.
relapsing.
It was good to see
Yeah.
him evolve and come back
Yeah.
and bring it back. And
Well,
Yeah,
then he
do
started
it.
working with
and-
Rick Rubin again.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that fucking
hopefully
guy
Cat
has
Williams can
pure
come around.
talent, you know?
Hopefully Cat Williams can come around, get past his little crack
Send
shit,
him over to Rick
Hey,
Rubin.
become
dude.
one of the funniest
That's a funny
motherfuckers that ever
motherfucker.
stepped in my
Hey,
dude.
straight up
the
besides
kinda cuddle
Martin
like-
Lawrence,
Oh,
I have to say Cat Williams is a
Cat
damn
Williams
funny
is
mother-
It's
monster.
an amazing. You
Yeah.
you watch anything that he's ever done right now up to date, and he's a fucking fool.
Yeah, but there's that suspect
Yeah, yeah,
time
he's on some
where
questions.
The
Where-
problem is when you become political, you start saying like you're a comedian,
yeah,
and then you start using your comedial job to like, push political stuff, which is fine. I'm all for it.
Well, you
Saying what you
definitely
want to say,
can't be
but
getting beat up
DL
on camera.
Not my
DL
15-year-old.
Hughley does it, and
You see
DL
where that
Hughley
come from?
does it fucking great.
He
DL
does- yeah,
Hughley says
he's-
it, and he says it in a great way that's
Yeah.
funny and real and proper.
you all
Yeah,
right?
You know what I mean? But there's not a lot.
Yeah, they ain't
There's not a
paying
lot of
attention.
black guys that are doing it like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's
And they
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
white
white
dudes
people who
doing
say
it.
DL Hughley
Yeah,
is.
He's always been he's been straight. He's always walked the
Oh,
line. He never
yeah.
crossed. Cat Williams doing wild
out
way
there,
out
dude. He's
shit.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's going we talking about people being critiqued again. All of a sudden, people are saying, "Hey, man, look at you, got beat up by some kid on camera, shit like that." So that starts to play into a lot of shit. DL Hughley
Yeah.
has always been just
Stand-up guy.
yeah, just
Oh,
like
dude.
man,
And,
go fucking play.
again, hopefully he comes back around because Cat Williams is one of the funniest people, man.
Yeah,
to step
for
to
sure.
a mic.
I always love that scene of what's it called? We got old boy next Friday. We was about to fuck him in the bathroom and shit.
Oh, dude,
Said,
you
now you
gotta
was just
buy
gonna
his
take it.
nuts.
What?
You gotta buy his nuts.
I like every
Yeah.
time I see that scene, I die
Oh.
laughing every
Oh.
fucking time.
You ain't getting me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
you
dragging
are
that motherfucker out the house and
He
shit.
told
just
that
holding it.
motherfucker straight up, you were just gonna take it, wasn't you?
Yeah, you just go take that.
That's real shit.
Oh my god,
Dude, I watched CB4 like a
Oh,
couple
oh,
months
no.
ago.
Oh,
I was
no
fucking
way.
dying, dude.
Chris Rock did
because
a
the Chris
dope-
Rock thing happened,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It got me thinking. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's a
Like,
great
Yeah.
movie, man.
you know, fucking motherfucking gusto. you know?
Gus, yeah.
And they
I mean,
had what's
I
it
could do the
called?
whole rhyme
Coming
right
straight
now,
out
but
of
I'm gonna
low
spare you
cash.
guys.
They had High
Straight out of
C.
low cash.
High C
Yeah.
was one of the guys.
Oh,
yeah,
he was.
yeah.
Before
Yeah.
from DJ Quick's boy.
Yep,
Right,
like
that was
that
nice.
was killer, man.
Yeah,
That was,
Yeah.
that was a great time. High C, second
Mossberg,
to
High
none.
C,
Yeah.
Yep.
second to
All of
none,
them.
all,
Leave my
that
girl
was
alone.
all his crew.
Yeah, we
Yep.
did shows. We did shows with
Yeah.
with DJ Quick and his crew before. I remember he told me and Tyrone, you guys is doper than y'all DJ, y'all doper than y'all beats, and all y'all need beats.
Yeah,
And we didn't even
and he's
ask
like,
for
if you guys got enough money, I'll make some for
Yeah, I
you.
bet.
the punk rockers in us didn't even ask him, hey, can we, what about giving
Yeah.
us some?
Weird.
He's like, you guys need beats. We're like, yeah, okay.
That's what we did.
I DJ played at the club at Nickelby's when I was working there doing security, and I walked him out. And I had the first CD I ever bought, one of the only CDs I ever bought. And it was DJ Quick, the first one he did with the Brown album
Quick
cover.
as My
Yeah,
Quick
Quick
as
as
My
My
Name.
Name.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
classic.
had that in my back pocket, and I wanted to have him sign it, and I
He
punked
didn't-
out.
he
Well,
did?
I
I
told you my
couldn't-
DJ Quick story.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So
he
he,
gimped you,
when I worked
right?
at Salzer's, he did an in-store there, right? And this is
Yeah,
fucking
oh,
20 fucking years
We
ago,
just,
right?
yeah.
And I am a punk rocker, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I
That's
mean?
dope.
So he's signing every fucking. There's a line around the building twice. It's a fucking big deal. I know who he is. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? But I'm not a
It's so
starstruck guy. I don't really
Right.
fucking care. So I'm like sitting there, it's getting down to the end of the line. I'm like, dude, I want him to sign something. You know what I mean? And so we were upstairs, and there's these fucking lawn penguins, right? Like big, like penguins you'd put in your lawn, like
Yeah,
a
you
fucking
stab 'em in
flamingo.
the
Yeah.
I fucking snagged one of those. I brought it down and said, "What's up, DJ Quick? It's real nice to meet you. Will you sign my penguin?" And he, he's like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" And he fucking laughed his ass off. He insulted me. This crazy white motherfucker.
Oh,
And he
what?
straight signed it, dude. And I
Yeah,
did that
that's
years.
dope.
I had,
Yeah,
I
he sent me
showed it to you.
pictures.
I sent it to him.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
So then me and my band, we were called the fucking Wrath. We all took band photos with him.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
bro. That's,
yes, that's what
I
you
had
sent
my
me.
DJ Quick
And
penguin
listen,
in our yard
listen,
for
if we
fucking
That's
get a
years.
chance,
respect,
let's
bro.
have a
It's
fucking
gone
rap
now.
time.
I wish it would have lacquered.
Yeah.
But straight up, he was like, I've signed some fucking weird shit, dude.
I'm like you, bro. I'm not starstruck. I've been around so many like stars. Like, oh, me and Tyrone, like right here. We're just like, oh, that's cool. I got to meet Nas. That was the only time I ever asked. It was actually intimate. I'm lucky that I got this chance because our manager before he was like, he took us to a show that Nas had at the House of Blues in LA. And at that time, Nas and Jay-Z were going through their beef. Yeah. And Tyrone is a real Jay-Z fan. So our manager says, hey, me too. You guys want to meet Nas? Of course, Tyrone says no.
One of the worst decisions I made in my life.
One of the worst.
At the time, I felt good.
One of the worst. He straight up, that's what he did. He did that, you guys. He straight up said it. He didn't want to meet him. Projects. So boom, my manager takes us upstairs. Boom, he walks us upstairs, and he has his own area, a huge area with a bar and everything. And I'm standing there by myself. My manager, and he comes walking from the side of this building. He had no shoes on. He just kind of, when you don't have no shoes on, your pants go over your feet. Yeah. He's just kind of walking on his pants. Walks up and straight up gives me a hug and a handshake. And I was just like, man, you're like one of my favorite artists in the world. And I didn't have anything to sign. I never asked for a signature ever in my whole life. And I said, man, could you sign something? He's like, yeah, for sure. I didn't have anything, but I had a $10 bill. I just pulled it out and I just was like, here, he signed that $10 bill. So shout out. Nas is always.
He came back down and said, what'd he say? He said, oh, he signed my $10 bill. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go buy a drink.
See how he go
to the bar with this motherfucker. Nas is one of the greatest.
He is the best, bro. Oh, that Black album, though. Jay-Z's Black album.
Reasonable Doubt is my favorite album of all time.
And then the one where he did the White Album, right? Where he rapped over
the White Album, that was dope. Yeah.
I mean,
the gray one,
it's awesome. Everything's so fucking good.
It's weird. I don't know if I really want to hear him rap anymore now at this point.
The last shit that he's dropped is, in my opinion, as a Jay-Z fan.
Right. I just believe when you're that rich, there's only a select people that you're.
Yeah, he talks about being fucking rich and owning art and shit like that.
So people should be listening to it as other rich people because you definitely.
Well, it's weird though because in hip hop culture, it's all about fucking, not all of it, but a lot of it is about chasing
being
the wealth,
rich.
But it's chasing it.
But then when you hit this level where he is a billionaire, all of a sudden everyone's all, fuck this guy.
Right,
we don't know about our struggle, motherfucker.
Telling us how to get it.
Longer than you struggled, so now it don't count.
He's been calling it the blueprint and showing us how to get it this whole time, and now he's got it, and it's like, what the fuck?
And now everyone's like,
I almost believe like what blueprint.
You listen, and I don't know, you and I have talked about. I don't know if you ever listened to it. There was a podcast called Combat Jack, and it was an incredible hip hop podcast. He ended up passing away from cancer.
He did.
But what the thing about it is he talked to all of these people that were part of all of this stuff that was going through all these different record labels. What's that? The Latin club that everybody went to, the Latin Quarter, right? The Latin Quarter. Yeah, which was this giant hip hop club, like just crazy shit. All of those people that come through there talk about Jay-Z.
Right.
And they just talk about how that motherfucker never stopped hustling. Yeah. He never stopped. And when he hustled until he got enough together to start throwing parties. Then once he started throwing parties, everybody wanted to be a part of that. And he just kept doing it. So it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of all of this. You want to you put your head down,
just keep going,
get that grind going, and just go. You know what I mean? Don't think, ain't nobody gonna hand you shit. Ain't nobody gonna give you stuff. If you really fucking want it, you have to put in the work. You have to make it happen.
Yeah.
However it goes. I've watched both you guys hustle since you guys were little kids. Yep. And it's always just, okay, what's the next step? Okay, well, that didn't work. Shit. What's the next step? Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And that's one of the reasons why I was so passionate about him, telling him like, hey man, he's like, what are we going to talk about? I go, well, we'll talk.
That's right.
Once we get in there, we'll talk.
Yeah. Just,
it's going to happen. There's stories here for sure. Talk about the grind, talk about what we've done and where we come from and how far we've gotten. I mean, we haven't even really talked about where we came from, only little bits, because it's,
we'll do
that's
that
all crazy shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Get Chico here too, man.
We
That's
get that
a
guy
whole
down
different
here. Yeah,
thing.
it's gonna be. It's just
Oh
so
my
much history.
God,
Yeah,
dude.
it'll be a good time.
What we need to do when we do Chico's interviews, we'll get Chico and my brother in here together at the
shit.
same time,
Mm.
and watch
Uncle
those
Chris.
two turn into a couple morons.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Oh, dude.
What
Yeah.
a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put me and Tyrone on one
Beautiful,
mic
man.
and those two crazies on one.
Yeah.
We know we're always here. If you guys ever want to promote something, ever want to do something,
Yeah.
or just sit back down and talk again.
Yeah, hey, you guys be looking out, man. The Black Collar album, I know everybody is wondering, hey, what's NevaMind doing? We have so much stuff that NevaMind can put out that people didn't hear back then. And there's stuff we still have that we could release right now that would still spark everyone's interest right now, old music. But Black Collars is coming. Black Collars, meet Tyrone and KB. If you don't know who he is, look him up. KB, he's one half of the group Malcolm and Martin. He's well respected. He has a show every weekend with DJ Revolution, man, called The Cut.
Oh, cool.
That's what I'm saying. NevaMind has been blessed with these small pockets of greatness to be around people. He's the one who brought us around this hip hop structuring of people like Talib Kweli and DJ Revolution, and that actually morphed in this DJ Revolution saying, hey, how about you guys do the drop for the wake up show? That doesn't happen to everyone that you can turn on.
They still
radio.
play that drop
It's
on a
playing-
regular basis.
Right.
On any given day,
And,
you can
and,
hear
and
us.
songs with DJ EFN, who is the other half of Drink Chaps.
For sure.
Like we got a song.
shit.
We got a
We have
song
a
on
song
his
on his
shit.
EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Razzcast and Black Milk are on that same song.
So
and we
you
got a
see-
song with Casual
Rhyming.
from Souls of Mystery
Yeah.
with hieroglyphics. So
So it's those things that
Souls of Mischief, hieroglyphics.
that's a
Razzcast,
whole
like that's all.
That's a
MF Doom.
There were
Yeah.
crazy
Funky
battles
Yeah.
we listened to back then. The Wake Up Show. That's why it's really cool that we used to sit around listening to the Wake Up Show on the radio, hot boxing, windows rolled up, smoking a joint, so loaded listening to the Wake Up Show to one day do the drop for the Wake Up Show. And when I was telling you guys earlier about success, that is successful to us. Can you imagine? That's successful. So shout out to KB, because honestly, even though we had avenues to get to them, he brought us direct. Like it just kind of slid us right direct in this area.
Well, they always say luck is where preparation meets opportunity.
Yep.
Damn,
You
there
know
you
what
go.
I mean? It's exactly what it is. There ain't nothing lucky in this fucking world.
No, and you guys
You
have
know what I
definitely
mean?
put in the work.
Yeah, you
For
gotta
sure.
put in the work.
I've watched you guys doing it forever, and I've
Yeah.
told you guys, how much I love you and how much I really just fucking admire and love who you guys have become and what you've done to get there.
That's what's up.
We always stay up swinging, man. You might hit us once or twice, but we're still going to stand there and start throwing it back one way or another.
That's
And
dope.
I've watched you guys do this for years, and I love you guys, man.
We love you,
Love
Uncle.
you
You guys
too,
already know. You guys be
Yeah,
looking
too.
out, man. NevaMind, we're gonna be doing stuff soon. Black Collar, that album we're
Family
in the
Never
works. We're
Dies.
cooking, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy KB, he's running his whole movement with Shamptick 16. Of course, Uncle Tyrone's running his whole thing with his old vintage clothing, the old head. He got Never Stop Chopping. He just has so many things in the works. As far as me, man, fighting is still on the table. May 21st, I'll be out Long Beach, or not Long Beach. I'll be in LA Convention Center. Muay Thai little fight going there.
I ain't never watching any of you motherfuckers fight.
I know,
again.
Uncle, you probably jump in the
man,
ring.
dude, I swear to
I
God.
did Chico and
Oh,
Mark, so it's a very stressful fucking thing.
I went with my dad and my best friend and my brother, and we went and saw him fight in Laughlin, man. At the end of that shit, I said, I'll never do that again.
It's bad.
I wanted to shoot
it's bad.
everybody.
Yeah, because my uncle wants us to win. My uncle wants us to win at all costs.
And you got motherfuckers talking shit right behind me, talking shit. Don't call a machine gun, should be BB gun. I'm like, BB gun this motherfucker. I literally had to go walk around and calm down because I wanted to fucking kill people, man. This is my nephew. This is my boy.
I know.
And you're fucking, oh my God, dude. Yeah, I'm getting anxiety.
Well, first week of June, I'm praying. I'm gonna be at the Star 50th anniversary. I should be fighting on that card, hopefully.
Nice.
So if we can do that, I'll be letting both of you guys know what that is. It'll be at Commerce Casino. So that's a fun time. You get to go out, gamble a little bit, and see some, I'll keep you guys posted.
Let me know for sure, man. Well,
know.
I'm not gonna go into the ring or anything.
I already know.
I'll sit outside
and I'll make sure that you don't
be there to hold him. I'll hold him back.
Yeah,
and I'll make sure that you guys don't have to beat up anyone, because you guys will be laughing like you see my 44-year-old nephew just beat your guy up.
I'm good with that. I'm way good with that.
Totally
man.
different.
I'm still traumatized.
Yeah,
from
totally
that shit.
different.
It's hard.
I want to
dude.
kill somebody.
Yeah,
man.
Phil.
Well, dude, it was a pleasure having you guys on, man.
Yeah,
You want to
always.
throw out any Instagram handles, shit, where to follow you guys?
On my
Facebook, all that
Instagram, it's Grumpy Old Head. That's my IG, and my personal one is Jimmy Pendrix.
Okay.
So that's
Another good one.
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah.
Pendrix.
This
Jimmy
guy.
Pendrix.
He comes with him, bro.
I love that one, man.
uncles.
Yeah.
or Pistol Pin Maravich.
Pistol
That's
Pin
another
Maravich.
one.
Another good one.
But
yeah.
yeah, Jimmy Pendrix on IG and Grumpy Old Head, and then on Facebook it's Get Off My Lawn.
Get
Yeah.
off my lawn.
And me, I'm just IG Mark the Menace. So that's my fight name.
Yeah.
I'm Mark the Menace. So,
And you teach out of
progressive martial arts
over on Main Street.
That's on Main Street
all the
man.
time.
Yep.
Putting in work. Bring your kids
All
in
the
there.
time. Bring your kids in there. Bring yourself. Just come through.
Come on in,
people.
get those
Good
shins conditioned.
Oh
dude.
yeah, come through. Yeah, little
Yeah.
face conditioning, little shin
Yeah.
conditioning,
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
It's a fucking one-stop salon, dude.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
come right in there. We'll beat you up, send you out, and hug you
There you
on your
go,
way
man.
out.
Hell
You
yeah.
love, all love.
Beautiful. All right.
All right,
Let's
man.
fucking get
Hey,
into
peace
this,
out,
man.
you guys. Love you all, man. Check
what
out
it
our
is.
merch over at
Merch.
merch.
And
Yeah.
merch, check out the merch, laughjunkies.com. Look up Get Heavy Podcast. That's where all the merch is. Check out the Patreon. Hit the fucking bell notifications on YouTube. Tell your fucking friends about the podcast. We appreciate you.
Please tell other people.
Tap.
Well, now you sound like
Tag.
you're begging, but all right.
That's all right. Some motherfuckers heard me beg before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
begging
at least
them
you
to
have
get
your
their
clothes on
girlfriend
this
off
time,
my
you know
lap.
what I mean?
Oh,
Hey, but check it out. Look, if you guys can, please share. Like,
for
tell
sure.
people about it and share. It's the biggest thing you can do for us. We love doing this stuff, man, and like to keep making it bigger. We love you guys. Take
All right.
care, man.
We out.
peace.
Peace.